Hello everyone and welcome back to another match of Hitman Gauntlet, and this time it is not a semi-final but a show match between zRune and the Linux Penguin. And for now I'm not alone for this match, for this show match, and welcome by CurryMaker. Hello.
Hello everyone. Hello in for fun.
Hopefully, now I have an extra sound source to check and hopefully it's fine. I know I like Yanni with 300 decibels in my cast, but it looks more balanced, and another balanced show match between zRune and Linux Penguin. So it is not for final, not for anything in the brackets, but we had to cap it at 8 players basically. And 6 were left out this way, but we still wanted to give them the gauntlet experience, so here they are with the best of 5 as well.
The first game mode, contract series any percent. You're given 3 contracts to complete, and yeah, with any rating, any percent therefore. And they are allowed to start right now. And I have 45 minutes for these 3 contracts.
Shout out to Yanni for creating the batch, and Mendo for recreating it on a short notice. We were supposed to do it like the day before, or because we want to make these for a test for all platforms, including Switch or whatever. Just wanted to go by day by day, but we couldn't. But still, Mendo came in clutch, and now we have it on Epic for zRune and Xbox for Linux.
Indeed. One of the targets is the IT technician. So he's quite shut off in a enclosed area. So all workable.
It's not quite sure if it's wall bangable, but starting there with him is perfectly fine by zRune. Now if only he can get the long ranger, but cannot get a body shot either. But he's getting closer.
Now
to
he's
7.
Yeah. Just gotta make sure you have bullets left in that pistol. There we go.
11 for the last 2 targets.
That should be plenty. We got one of the high security guards upstairs, if I saw that correctly in Linux Penguin's side. He already took care of that one. And this investment banker, or whoever he is exactly.
Yeah, perfectly fine for Annie to just shoot him in the open. I was thinking that Rune might use the frag grenade to, well, basically get rid of the evidence. He still used it very nicely on the guards.
At least for now, he's only compromising. Oh, it's the receptionist. That's the target up here.
Ah. And what makes it interesting for New York is because, at least for contracts mode, is that they can't enter or can't exit CEO unless they get the key card. And for that, he will just get the key from Athena, but now he's getting shot at.
Ooh. Yes. I'm not sure if he's holding instinct right now or if his screen is already that gray.
Down on HP for sure.
Yeah.
2
really
bullets.
gotta make sure. Oh wow, yeah, that's not a lot. And he's already a lot of disguises are already ruined for zRune. So he's gotta make a run for it. On the other side, Linux Penguin also done with all the targets.
And actually Linux will be first to exit. Rune really set back by not having the bullets and not having the clear path to the exit, but now he will with some stair sliding, and I think it's about a 10-second difference, but first load versus first load, you always have to give it to the console player, so we'll see how long this lead will become after the next map.
Indeed. Players returning to the contracts menu. And we will be going to Hokkaido with 3 targets. next, we got Jason Portman, a standard security and a high security guard, I think.
Yeah, and I would imagine that they are spread out through the map, so might be one near the helipad area and might be one near the yoga instructor. But it's just a random guess. I didn't see these contracts.
Yeah, me neither actually. So both just wild guessing around here.
Yeah, and Portman we know where he is. So.
Yeah, obviously it's Portman. I can see him leaving his suite right there.
Rune will risk the combat. It was actually green for a couple extra seconds because it was out of the range of the bodyguards.
Yeah, worked out for him. And the next penguin is only now loading in. He started surgeon. Got suspicious, but it's any percent, so who cares really? Now we can see our our high security target, who is one of these guards by the staircase. I'm not quite sure what. Okay, apparently he was seen dropping that or something. He is in combat in the surgeon's disguise. But he doesn't need to go anywhere near the hospital anymore, really. So, could be good.
Yeah, he's left the area quite nice, but only witnesses, well, quote-unquote witnesses, would be the cameras, then we could see some suspicion meter on Linux side. Otherwise, it's a nice first kill, and Portman still close enough, will be another duck for him.
Neat. zRune might be looking for a wallbang here. Or at least attempting it, but in the end, just gotta run up the staircase, snipe that target, and probably exit snow scooter.
Yeah, either hoping or looking for a wallbang, but still gets the kill and couldn't get the couldn't kill the doctor for his exit disguise. Now he'll be able to.
Yeah, should still make it. Also on the other side, Linux Penguin, done with all 3 targets, is hunted, but running for the helipad. This time, zRune will be the first one to exit.
And this is where we need those photo finish window, because Linux wins by 20 seconds. We have to see his loading, of course, and his loadout, which we don't count. He's out, and Rune with the lead, of course, and Feniger, so it's the MOC, and then 2 event staffs for that scale mission at last. So a whole lot of loading screen for Linux, not just the one with the objectives.
Yeah, for the finish window is extended to 60 seconds for this game mode. But yeah, we'll see if that is enough here. Scale quite a large map still, so if you get a lucky guess on your starting location or something, or some cheeky angles to shoot some of the targets, you could really boost your time. But it could also screw you over by a lot.
Yeah, 40, 41, not quite a 60-second difference for Rune, but advantage gaining with each load, of course. And I think the next one is any percent season, so expect some similar situation. Linux might be on par with speed, but just losing because of the loading time.
Should certainly be unlucky.
Rune in combat, but I think that's contained well enough. Might be running into Enforcer, but not even that. We'll just be looking for Elizabeth, and Louis might be like near the exit next to the kitchen, I guess.
Very possible. I think one of them is one of the 2 event staff in that little, this little side room, storage cabinet, whatever you want to call it. And zRune only needs 1 more target. Bit of stair sliding.
Here's the headshot. And it's straight run to the exit.
Got the... not sure what this is called. Something wall or something, is it, I think?
You know, like east wall, west wall.
Yeah, something like that.
So here's the finish by Rune, and well, 60 seconds if Linux can catch up. Still with 2 targets.
His last 2 targets are quite close together, so it's not impossible for him to catch up, but he is down by a bit. Got about 20 more seconds.
Oh, we're gonna be so close.
To make it to the photo finish window.
Linux has 2 ducks to get the kill. And I think, well, one of them, of course, got it. Not sure if the first or the last. And to the exit, well.
This is very close, but photo finish. Wow! It is literally 60 seconds.
Oh boy.
That is one heck of a photo finish.
Of course, the 3 first tries. And you did reject it?
I didn't.
Okay, oh, like Linux was concerned that it was rejected, but basically... Well, I guess we will see.
Oh, that's like visual bug.
Yeah, and as Linux says, it is entirely his privilege to have those ridiculous loading times and to hopefully for him to catch up. Which is
so it is only the actual loading screens that count into this, is it?
Currently it is, yeah. We've had the...
Yeah, I remember we had talks, which is why I wasn't 100% anymore. But...
Yeah. It's for better or for worse, but it is specified that it's only the objectives, and then I think after this week it's also worth looking at the different type of loading screens. Like we've seen plenty of smaller one from Linux side, and I think that's a discussion for later if it's worth having a 15-minute photo finish window to account for the different for everything. I mean, in this mode. Or keep it only at the loading screen. So, well, at least it's 3 loads each, but still I don't envy you. I think we'll hear from you very soon. But yeah, I mean that it's 5 to 10 minutes.
Probably. First part is finding the loads even.
And it's really hard to say, because we know there's the 10-second-ish difference between the warm load for PC and console, but if it's cold versus cold, I think the difference might be longer. And if it's like 20-ish seconds like we expect, because they did very similarly, then it might just be as tight as possible. So of course we don't have the 25-minute category this time around, but a 10-minute category followed by the 10-minute photo finish. So it's a similar experience than the previous match. Just going to happen here. This also makes me a bit worried about the any percent because Linux is giving you a lifeline if you want to take it. Well, now it's official because it just wants to concede the photo finish.
Indeed.
So what I wanted to say here, yes, yeah. Go for it.
That makes my life a bit easier. Is all I wanted to say. But I would have been interested in who actually won this, though.
How far did you get with the photo finishes?
Not far.
Okay, so you didn't have a map comparison. I was just curious if
Yeah, no, I was still busy like counting up all zRune's loads. Like I was through his first load because I had to search for the first one for ages.
No worries there. Okay, so getting back to it for just trying not to derail myself as you set up the next round.
Yeah.
I'm curious how the any percent will look on whichever season. I don't think that has been specified just yet. Rune is practicing Haven, so he's got the 1 in 3 chance of being really prepared for something. But it will be the similar situation of first loads on both sides and the different hardware, making it... Now what I want to say is that it's entirely possible for poor Linux to lose by more than 60 seconds, but also have even bigger loading disadvantage. But we have to see this in action, so this is why we have test and especially show matches, so hopefully they don't mind much either way. In the room with the game crash, which is another great aspect which you would love to solve on the fly. We have I think we have a blanket rule for that. I think it's specified for different game modes. So I wouldn't know by heart, but I would look up the Gauntlet rules. What would be the situation there? I think we are sticking to the 3-minute photo finish window as often as possible, and I think the season race would also fall under that. But we always like to see that, rather get the game crash out of the way just now, rather than during the actual spin.
Indeed.
And I can see that we have season 3 80% for 6 missions, 5 missions plus something that is Romania. And room is back, so no extension needed, but I think the 20 past the hour was after or during, or 3 more minutes is perfectly fine, seems to be.
It is 20 past the hour is what I said. All right.
We are rolling again 2.5 minutes until this next series. I guess you could call it a series.
Yeah, like twice as long of a series, but maybe a bit more practiced.
You know the targets here, I guess, also the main difference.
Exactly.
And I'm just... oh my god, so Linux has the chance to lose all 3 in C3 Race due to loading times. Because SASO Race is next.
Yeah. We could technically see it. Could we see another season 3 SASO Race? Or like, could next race also be season 3?
It's not disallowed, so I think at this point... I mean, I wouldn't... It's not against the rules. Not sure what the rules
there's
should
nothing
be.
in the rules about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Might be...
Up to admin discretion.
Yeah, I think it would be a nice addition to specify that in a game mode you can only have something appear once. So you can only have the same bingo map, the same roulette map, the same season in the race, and then of course the contracts are always different, so it's like a natural, like, good for variety, I guess. But today you would have to cheekily respin the season 3 if you got season 3 SASO.
I won't. I don't think so.
Sure. I mean, it's just worth discussing afterwards. This is match number 2 of 3 today, and then the other one will have no contract opportunity. I think it's also console v console, Nezuko. I'm not sure if Xbox or PlayStation, but Soviet on Xbox. And then they will have 2 SASO rounds, a race, and then roulette, and then 2 bingo rounds before Silent Assassin race to finish it off. "15 seconds.
Yeah, players are ready. We just saw zRune's Dubai attempt or approach. He's using, I think, a different strategy for any percent than a lot of the other players are. At least that's what he did right now. Let's see if he's gonna convert it into action as well here. Because he's starting suit default location with a striker.
Yeah, and that's the hilarious part, is that it doesn't lock, oh boy, doesn't lock Marcus down with the loud shots, and Cardo gets out of range with the body shot.
That's the issue, and that's the first first rip on the very first map. So this allows or gives Linux Penguin a bit of an advantage.
We will use the demo block for Marcus. Will be crime notice, but there's the kill
so...
and the lock on. Kind of felt like a lock on for the other kill, and gets out as, I would say, Rune is in tougher spot. Not sure if...
Again, yeah. Didn't work out for him. Again, I think he considered replanning to the other strategy here.
I think Rune would be 10-ish seconds, and then... Oh, that misses again. Oh, he gets it second time. But now Marcus is walking, and then, oh boy, it's such a long setback for Rune, and it's just going to catch back up with the other loading times. Can he get the angle? Yeah.
In the practice that he just did, he could get it like flawlessly almost. Seems like zRune got it now. There we go. Can any percent be casual difficulty? Yes, it can. It's what we see a lot of the time, that players just switch to casual because, well, why make your life harder than you need to?
I think there are two thought processes crossing here. The one that the difficulty is professional unless stated otherwise, which is like a overarching theme of all competitions in Hitman. But the other is any percent means any means necessary and any way you want. So that would include casual.
Which it does in our case here.
Yeah.
And it's so interesting to see, because of the loading times, even though zRune had like 2 approaches more on Dubai, he's like head-on with Linux on Dartmoor already.
Well, if Rune survives this, I mean, I guess we've seen it 2 seconds, then he might be the first one in Berlin after all. It's just... We just have to see it in action. The difference between generations might not even be viable for series games, and because Linux may very well be first try across the season. He's first try now as well, and Rune is hoping to tie. Ooh, this will be really tough for Rune. 1 minute and 4 seconds in, still alive.
It's a long run. There we go. Made it out. Berlin any percent. I'm actually really curious about how they're gonna approach this. Because of like the versatility that when it comes to Berlin, there's so much stuff that you can do, especially since it's any percent now.
Yeah.
Really curious to see.
Plenty of agents nearby. It won't be the Silent Assassin Raven starting location, like Linux starting biker, and I think Linux is also loading in Berlin. Yeah, I just missed the loadout. I mean, he's quick on the loadout page, but also brutally quick on the PC. And well, you wanted to see the versatility. I think it's 3 headshots so far. It might just be another 2.
Yeah, it's gonna be Thames, and I'm just wondering who's gonna be the last one here. Probably Leventhal? Yeah, by the looks of things. Really quick Berlin by zRune.
7 bullets for the 5 kills.
Yeah,
4 for
like
4.
almost out before Linux loaded in even.
Yeah, and that is the flawless Linux so far. I mean, it's worth checking if Linux says first try. Like, I would really hate to like call the photo finish and it's when it's a duel with the messy mini Dubai. So Linux is in 2, I believe, and he's going for the biker agent, so he will lose some in-game time though.
Yeah, like his strategy is not as fast as zRune's is on Berlin. Like, I don't know, I think zRune's in-game time was like something around 1 minute even. Like, was really quick. And assume, yeah, he's just gonna snipe the remaining 2 targets.
It's also a fun approach. Bet shuriken your way to there, and let's go for the accident.
Huh. Does he have an angle on a final target here?
It seems that he has to wait for green or just try Davenport, but there are those boxes which you can
Could also go for Thames, no? Doesn't necessarily have to get him here.
Yeah, I suppose the difference or different approach is whether you want to go for Thames and exit the motorcycle or delivery cycle, or you can get this last kill here and exit bike or motorbike. Links can't get this one. But Rune with the replan and doesn't have anything to open it with. He could have matched it to muddy the rules even more. In season speedruns, you can match it your way through.
Yes, in the any percents. Like, the thing in the any percents, the only disallowed method is trank glitching.
In contracts and speedruns.
Yeah,
like
well, in
those 2 categories, yeah.
Well, there isn't no any percent roulette. There's just.
No, I just mean that those 2 categories, like blanket.
Yeah.
But as you can see, he will do the the other hot topic. It's not a particle boost. It's hyper boost, I guess. With the violin, gets the 2nd kill and don't have to worry about the bullet distractions like you would in the new SA and SASO record by Johnny. So you can just get the Imogen
Not
kill
sure
through
about
the window.
those. There is some insane strategies. He's on 2nd to last map. Hopefully he doesn't forget that Romania is actually, like, you need to play it here. But I suppose any percent you can just pretty much go in guns blazing. Still sad that it doesn't work for SA. Like, you still get non-target kills if you kill all the Providence agents on the train, but yeah.
There are plenty of panics in the world records. It's not quite you can't kill them, but True missed opportunity. Yep.
Yeah, zRune a full map ahead now. And at this point, because of his plenty restarts, the loading times, they're still gonna be in favor of Linux right now. But with the amount of restarts that zRune had on, for example, Dubai, and like he had Chongqing replan, I think as well, something. So that like equals it out a bit, but he's still ahead, definitely.
Yeah, we'll have a clear picture when both of them are in Romania. If we'll have a snapshot of that even, because Rune will really soon start it, and will take about 2 to 2.5 minutes there. And Linux has 2 maps to do so. And there's him out, and there's not much that can make him restart in Romania, except dying, but...
Dying is like, yeah, pretty much the only thing.
It's an enclosed area, and the exceptions, you can still pick up the fuse cells. So I can't really think of a too risky strat here. Especially in season races, you are more than fine to throw away 5 to 15 seconds for minor details and consistency.
I mean, you never know if you're ahead and if you are by how much, but I suppose, especially on Romania later on, you don't wanna be restarting. Looks like, okay, he's just gonna pick up a disguise here, so just gonna go in undercover.
The way these disguises work, it will get you to somewhat far, but then the tiers get higher and higher, I guess, until the office, when it just pick up the last disguise and just go for it.
Run. And Linux entering Mendoza now. Still 1 map behind, but might still make it to the train. And I mean, if zRune rips on later on the train now, it'd be devastating for him.
Then again, I'm not sure what even would make him to do so, because he has the fuse box now, and a fuse cell now, and can put it in the fuse boxes.
He's technically engaged in combat now, but these guys didn't notice that yet.
That's a surprising part to me, yeah.
Yeah, I think he ran by an enforcer earlier, and somehow the suspicion translated into combat later, or like instantly. So he's getting shot at by a lot of people now. Well, these are blinded now, so he should be fine.
Yeah, just barely through. But now picking up the officer, or like, what's your disguise?
I actually don't know.
Office worker, secretary, not sure. I think single digit times I played this map.
Yeah. Damn, and like, it's so incredible. zRune is almost out of Romania while Linux was still loading Mendoza.
Office worker, thank you, Albert.
Alright.
So yeah, some struggles in Dubai and medium-sized restart in Mendoza, but otherwise I think pretty flawless, at least no restarts by Rune. And this is compared to the Linux's only flaw, which was the extra minute in Berlin, trying to get that last kill. Maybe it was even longer. So if without that, both would be in Romania, and it would be like a clearer picture to see if Linux loses by 90 seconds or 2 minutes. It will be like 3 minutes, and like not all of them is covered by the loading times. But I still think that this is just such an awful game mode to play between generations.
Yeah, it's not exactly fair with the generations, that is, or like different platforms. Yeah. but guess. Anyway, maybe the more restrictions will help Linux Penguin now, though. Because now we're gonna go to SASO Race.
Did we have another season rolled, or is it just in progress? Nice.
We got another season. And it is, can I reveal it while I type it out? Season 1.
Oh, nice. We get all
without any rigging, actually.
I think that's the best case scenario for everyone taking part in the last 2 hours, because we've seen a great Metaverse Observer race in Season 2. We've seen the Season 3 maps now in any % version. And then going back to SASO, it is the other season. Just cautiously asking if Patient Zero should be a category in here. With 4 maps.
That would actually be interesting. I would support it, I think. I think Patient Zero would sometimes deserve a bit more spotlight than it gets.
Yeah. You see how it goes. 6 maps. For Season 1 though.
Neat. Paris to Hokkaido.
If Linus can steal a point, then there's no more races to go. Improv, Roulette, and then Contract Score mode are the 2 that's remaining. We haven't had Score mode and Vanilla Roulette. I think we've had most of the game modes so far. Vanilla needs no introduction. But for Score mode, which would be round number 5, you get a contract and 50 minutes to grind it. And then whatever score you end up with it. Essay, non-essay, quick time, slow time, 1 finish, any finish, just we need those points, and then whoever wins that one takes the contract, and then it's a best of 3 contracts, so you need to basically...
It's basically a best of 3 and a best of 3.
Yeah.
No, a best of 3 and a best of 5, sorry. Because the whole round is a best of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can get confused there.
Yeah. Definitely. zRune just clicking through his loadout, checking he has everything he needs. This might be like the most I don't know how to say it, the most extreme run that we can see, because it has the most restrictions, obviously, silent assassin suit only. So we could like see both players just approaching very similar strategies here on every map.
I think Matty's previous round, like the quarterfinals, was Season 1 SASO. I think that was against Joker. Oh yeah, they had... No, it was Silent Assassin, but Matty started with the bomb launch in the suit, so that's confused me. I think both of those races was incredibly exciting. So maybe we can see some back and forth here.
Would be very interesting. 1 minute to go. Let's see zRune just a bit of practice.
Linux in the Palace Garden. I wonder, like, so it's SASO. I could imagine the auction start, and I could imagine main. Can't tie it to a Palace Garden strat, so curious if he stays there, but I think now he's going through the loadout and may very well change the starting location.
We shall see. It's match point for zRune. Just a couple of seconds. They may start their runs. And we can see, or we'll see if Linux Penguin can tie it up, or if zRune will take it home.
But then Linux starts, or like keeps the Palace Garden, so very intrigued. And Rune with the bomb launch.
I can't say I'm too familiar with that bomb launch strat.
It's one which I want to say recently, but the videos on it might just be a couple months old now, but you can replicate it, you can learn it, like people have been confident in it for a map for a first map strat. Still restart heavy, of course, but Rune gets his first try. And
well, I think he didn't get it in his practice run that he just did before, so it might not be exactly first try,
well,
but
first try when it matters.
47 seconds, so we can accept that.
Yep.
First, like actual run. And yeah, taking the lead.
And then it might just be then. Oh, I wish I had like more knowledge. Like, if the season 1 strategies and the SASO trilogy strategies differ much, but it's the launch and then the clock tower, like both very familiar, and I might just see the sub 1 strat for Marrakesh as well, and then I don't think Bangkok has changed a lot from it's just gonna stay main start. So yeah, curious to see, but high profile strategies for this category for sure. Linux gets the remote and will detonate for terminal velocity. Now, can he get through the frisk? I think he has at least one firearm in here, which he will just drop. He won't need any of these. He just needs 2 strong hands to push Dahlia onto Victor. And he will get out of Paris. And the extended frisk animation where you even need to have your briefcase checked.
Yeah. He got like the guard definitely got good eyes though, if he can figure out the contents of that briefcase by that little gap 47 has given him.
It was pretty dark, I agree. In there. Propane for Silvio. And then this still very fascinatingly looking out of bounds attempt. Can Zrune get through there? Yeah, I can.
Salmon's just a magician, you know?
Definitely. And then the sniper on the virus will get him out of Sappy as well.
Yeah, we just saw the terminal velocity kill both targets at once for Linux Penguin. He'll make his way down all those stairs again and head for an exit.
And the room going lamp store for Marrakesh, so I think bullet distractions into that sniper kill for Klaus. Let's see how exactly as Linux. He'll just exit basement, won't risk it with the helicopter. He still needs to get through that chef, but doesn't get any whoosh going, so Linux can make a run for it and will get his first try. Paris. So close for Zrune, yeah.
Yeah, zRune just got Klaus kill, Razor kill, and is heading for an exit after only 35 seconds. In Marrakesh will make it out. Go to Bangkok. Ooh, he replanned. Wait, did he rip on like last second there? Oh, he did. He went red guns right at the exit because that NPC
Wow.
probably blocked him.
Yeah, exactly. He was set back by a second there, and he even... So yeah, of course the red guns is what he noticed, but even the planning screen, I saw him, so his rating went to 4 stars, and then before the 5th one did not appear, I guess, like before the animation stopping, he was already replanning, but yeah, he called that last second restart, or last second red guns. And will be the first restart for Rune.
Taking a bit of a different path this time to... Oh no, actually not, but this, the NPC is just not there this time. So I think he went out green. Yep, there we have it, 5 stars. SA can go on to the next map.
I guess some of the RNG to this comes down to where many of these vendors panic too, and who will block you, you know?
Yeah, that does make sense. But I mean, I think for a 30-second Marrakesh, that bit of RNG is neglectable. I assume in a like quote-unquote top-tier game, you might lose to that. But for a show match, if you're already up 2-0, I think that is perfectly acceptable.
I think the first deviation from I guess the very well-known SASO strat is that we won't see the main start into soft lockdown for Jordan from the recording booth, but the explosive whirlpool is still I think one that's been around us for a long time. And then probably the Shandy.
Neat. There we have it. Sometimes you can... His bodyguard gets caught under that. But it worked out. For zRune, he's running to an exit. Only 2 more maps to go, if I counted correctly.
Yep. With probably the 2-minute Colorado. And then... probably the easiest map of the season, Hokkaido. So not long to go now.
Neat. Not a lot of time for this Penguin to catch up.
I think Linux will be going for propane, but that had a very unfortunate bounce from him. And is hoping to shoot it when only Silvio is close enough.
Oh
but
wow, that triggered a target lockdown.
These guys are so finicky. And
how
only...
did that work?
Let's go, Linux. Only Silvio killed.
Oh, I love it. The Garda literally was closer to the propane than Silvio was, but I think he was in the at the time of detonation, he was still behind that like very tiny like garden wall, if you want to call it like that. So that probably protected him from the blast.
Probably, but well done, Linux. That was
that was something.
You can see the however quick Rune will finish, but Linux with the real style points here.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Rune has to restart because he missed a camera shot on one of Sean's guards, I believe. You need both to hit and
yeah, I think
is there.
That was what was missed.
And Linux with a kill, body hidden and the key card taken, so just gotta run down to get the virus. And don't think any loadout restriction applies here. I can see an NPC there, wonder where he goes. But yeah, just an EMP drop from finishing Sapienza. Can Rune get the second? Still cannot get the second shot.
Something not working out for him entirely there.
So of course there's some geometry there, like items, blocks, and dodging that shot, but not exactly sure what. So maybe third try, otherwise it would turn into a quite long Colorado.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Linux Penguin.
I think he detonated, but it...
He did, and I mean the sirens are on, so yeah, I think it was just super long server lag for him there.
Even better for him, like not only the long loading times, but the server doesn't want to catch up there either.
Yeah. That was quite interesting though, like, cause the sirens and everything were going off, so he definitely like did destroy it. The like entire lab was red and everything. So yeah. Definitely was something.
We're glad he glad he didn't get caught by anyone in the meantime and gets to Marrakesh, and Rune will get to Hokkaido. That grid was scary there, but I think it's...
Definitely, yeah, it was. It's like only his feet were touching it anymore, and I think if only your feet are inside, it's gotta be your head that's inside the camera grid in order to be recorded, I think. So, yeah, if you just like barely touch it with your feet or something, you're fine usually, but yeah. Still always scary.
Won't be any camera issues in Hokkaido though, as it's just the wallbang. Well, not the firearm wallbang, the explosion wallbang from the surface level for soldiers.
I mean, Sora is supposed to be like one of the most, I guess not powerful, but definitely a like very important asset to Providence. And he's just kept in, well, not really a secure area, not gonna lie, with the amount of wallbangs that room has. Maybe reconsider the selection of hospital for the next time. Ooh. That's red guns, so zRune got spotted throwing the magnesium powder.
I think the director was also too close, like Yuki went too far into the corridor, and Rune will try again without cutscene.
Yeah, I think that might have been something he took, like, watched a bit of the cutscene at the start. Which did cost him a bit of mission time.
But yeah, in suit won't be facing any enforcers, while in the essays chat you would, starting as gardener, so no, or very handyman, so no issues there, and Rune will just go, I guess, vanilla roulette with the ice on Yuki. He knows he's 15 seconds away from winning, so I just go for the safest strat here. The bodyguards are lagging behind.
Ooh, that is not a close combat hurt, luckily for him. Those other two guards didn't turn around yet, even though it was a frontal KO, but
well,
it's like it worked out.
Go figure, because sometimes you can have a regular throw into the front of her head and they turn around, but apparently if Yuki scream, that's no issue, and Rune will finish season 1 and win the show match 3-0.
Indeed, very well done.
I mean, still, most of it came down to well, the generational difference, and that's something worth looking into for sure, because we want equal field for everyone. But that's nothing to take away from Rune, because he was very consistent and just quite fast on all 3 game modes. On the other hand, it was really glad to see the Linux strategies, and I think this is very clippable by by him what he did in Sapienza, and for me, regardless of the score, the moment of the match.
Definitely. That explosion was very well. You can only, those bodyguards can only hope that they aren't being that wasn't on any camera or something. Otherwise, they sure as hell ain't getting another job in any sort of bodyguarding business.
There you have it, yeah. So this is the second match of the day, and we will have one more between Nezuko-chan and Soviet. It's another show match, and it will start where we left off. It's a SASO Race heavy day, all three matches having one, and then followed by SASO Roulette and 1 or 2 bingo before potentially a SA Race decider, but that is an hour from now, and we will go for a break now, and we'll figure out who will cast and admin this last match, and then the final between Chris and the Observer for Sunday, of course, which I may have spoiled. I think someone didn't want to. Yeah, well, sorry, I can't stop. Been constant talking for the last 2.5 hours, so some of these will slip out. Good. But yeah, thank you, Curry, for joining me for the cast and adminning this one.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, always a pleasure. GG's to Linux and zRune for this show match, and congrats to zRune for winning it, of course. And thank you all for watching, and see you for the next match in an hour. Bye bye.